What do you think's more expensive? A piece of grass in New South Wales to camp on, or a 5-star resort in Bali? It's the piece of grass in New South Wales. We're in 2025. When did camping get so expensive? Today, we're going to find out. Camping, and four-wheel driving for that matter, used to be about just getting away. No bookings, no receptions, no bills, just getting away from it all. But somewhere along the line, we've traded in the Billy T for espresso machines, and we've traded in swags for six-figure setups. Camping in 2025 isn't a budget-friendly getaway, it's a lifestyle subscription. How did we get here? Ever since the plague, or you might know it better as COVID, camping has exploded in popularity. The budget-friendly option was way better than expensive overseas holidays or long car journeys, and it was just something local and easy to get away to. So a lot of these free campsites actually started charging, which makes sense, because more people means more maintenance, more wear and tear in the land, and more rubbish. But here's the kicker. Some online booking systems have introduced a new headache. So these campsites are only costing about $10 or $15 a night, which people then think, well, if the weather turns bad or they get busy or their plans change, they don't have to go to the campsite and they don't bother cancelling it. The result? Well, the online system says that the campsite's full, but in reality, it's only a handful of people there. This ghost booking means people miss out and campsites stay empty. So New South Wales thought they'd combat this by hiking the prices up to what is in some cases $89 for a piece of grass. And their reasoning is that it'll make your booking worthwhile and you won't cancel it as quickly as you would if it was a lot cheaper. Now the other thing with that is some parks you have to pay about $12 just to get your four-wheel drive in. Let's have a chat about that. Okay, let's do a bit of maths on this. We're going to base this on a typical Tier 6 campsite in New South Wales. New South Wales have introduced this tiered system for all their campsites. Tier 6 is the best. So let's talk about a trip. So the fuel, about 160 litres for a normal trip. Say wherever you live, you're going to have to drive to get there. $2.50 a litre. It's going to be $370 on fuel. Then entry permits, $12. 5 nights camping at $89 per night for a piece of grass. It's $445. Now, that adds up to over $800, and that's just getting there and staying. That's no food, no water, no activities, everything's extra. Queensland, that's a little bit better. But you've got to get to the Sand Islands in a lot of these cases, and Straddie or Moreton, you're looking at $200 minimum return. Plus then you got to buy a beach driving permit, which is $60. But at least when you get there, the campsites are only about $7 a night, which is a lot cheaper. And you're really roughing it over there. There's no facility, especially on Moreton. You're literally on the beach on your own, nothing. But it's a beautiful beach. It is a beautiful beach. Before you've even bought or modified your 4B, the cost of camping gear these days can feel overwhelming. Don't get me wrong, there's more choice than ever before, but it doesn't come cheap. Remember when a camp chair was 20 bucks? Now they're ergonomically engineered by some ex-Audi designer. Fridges? 1,500 bucks. A 12-volt lithium setup, more than my first car worth, and don't get me started about rooftop tents. They've got more features than my first apartment. Social media doesn't help the situation. With all the fancy setups and the rise of the essential camping gear, which is some product that didn't exist 5 years ago, like people only started camping then, it can feel like you're missing out if you don't have the latest whatever. My advice? Start simple. Just start up with a swag, go and get there, get out, use it, and then maybe add a camp oven or an esky and whatever else you think you need, but only if you really want one. You upgrade your kit gradually. Every trip just add something on based on what you actually need and where you're camping, because that'll affect a lot of what you need and where you go with it. When you've saved up enough, then it's time to maybe consider that rooftop tent. But remember, the best gear is the gear you use, not the gear that looks good on Instagram. You've seen that one photo, the troopies parked perfectly next to that crystal clear creek. The swag's out, the golden sunlight is melting off the bonnet. Oh, it's so beautiful. You hit save, you tag your mates, and you ring up, mates, come on, we're gonna go there. The problem is, so is everybody else. That secret campsite with the perfect cliffside view, well, it's on every influencer's list now, and it's gonna be booked out for the next couple of months. Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube have turned secret campsites into sponsored content. A place that used to be a locals only hidden gem now gets booked out months in advance. And it's not just the vibe, it's the price. As soon as that spot gets busy, the council gets involved, up go the fees, the fire bans, and all the rules. And now you're paying 60 bucks a night to camp next to 20 other people who also thought they were escaping the crowds. And look, we get it, social media isn't evil. We're literally making a YouTube video right now. But it's worth saying, not every trip needs to look good on camera. Some of the best camping you'll ever do, no one will ever see. Hopefully, you'll just keep it to yourself. And maybe that's the point. Maybe it's time to stop chasing the perfect campsite and find one that feels right for you, even if it doesn't go viral. So Andy went to the Springs a couple of weeks ago. Didn't even take a camera with him. He didn't record anything. He just went there with his mates and did some four-wheel driving. And we'll never see it because he just had a good time. That's important to do. You don't need to take a camera everywhere. Over the past few years, more and more spots and tracks are being closed off, heavily regulated, snapped up by private operators, which is crap. Look, some of that's for good reason, conservation, safety and overcrowding, all that stuff, but it also means you just can't wing it anymore. You need to plan ahead. You need to apply for the permits, and as we tried to do on Strati a few weeks ago, when you're trying to book something, the website crashed on us and we didn't know where we're going to end up, and we ended up with maybe get a patch of dirt next to the toilets, which is not awesome. Let's not forget some of the biggest hidden gems. They're now exclusive eco retreats. They got fire pits made of polished concrete and someone named Norman who charges you 30 bucks a night for a bag of firewood. It's not that those places are bad, it's just that it's $250 a night for a fancy tent with some fairy lights. It feels like every year we lose more and more good stuff. Places get shut down temporarily for erosion control, which turns out to be permanently closed the vehicle. You know, Megala got closed down, who knows when that's going to open up again. Our national parks roll out to a new booking system that's somehow worse than the last one, and some closures are totally fair, I get that, and Nala might be closed because it's too dangerous. We all want to protect the environment, right? So here's the thing, camping's getting more expensive. The booking systems are cooked, the gear prices are cooked, the tracks are crowded, and half the good spots are fenced off or buried under hashtags. So is it still worth it? Yeah, it actually is. The problem isn't the bush, it's the bloat. Camping got marketed, monetized and manicured into this lifestyle thing. But it was never supposed to be about having the most gear. It was about doing the most with the least. So maybe it's time to bring it back. Bring back the tarps, the milk crates, and yeah, there's still plenty of free camps out there. They may not be on page 1 of the gram, but they're out there. You just have to look past the top 10 viral campsites and do a bit of exploring. Is it harder than it used to be? It is a little. Is it more expensive than it should be? Yeah, it probably is. Is it still worth it? Mate, it is still, in my opinion, the best way to spend a weekend. And that's not changing anytime soon. So, to summarize it all up, whether you're in a kitted out rig or you've just got your swag and a torch and a meat pie and a camp oven and one chair and a pergola and everything simple, what matters is you're out there camping. So if you're sick of the noise and you're sick of all the price tags and the insta-perfect rigs and all that stuff, maybe it's time for a reset. Strip it back, keep it simple. Remember why you started camping and four-wheel driving in the first place. All right, thanks for watching. If you've got your own take on what we're talking about, please chuck it in the comments. Otherwise, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. It really helps us out. We'll see you in the next one.